state of emergency has been declared in several eastern regions where hundreds of wildfires are now raging. According to Greenpeace, the situation is worse now than at the same time in the summer of 2010 when Russia was devastated by forest fires.
Meanwhile, the authorities in Moscow region say that the situation there is under control. Prime Time's Tom Barton brings us the very latest and joins us now. Tom, good evening. How bad is the situation?
Well, at the moment, around 200 fires are raging in Siberia and the Russian Far East. 7 Russian regions are currently in a state of emergency, and they've asked for extra firefighters to come and help them tackle the blazes. There is, however, a huge difference between the area ablaze reported by local administrations and that given by Greenpeace, who say that by using satellite photography they can see a vastly larger area on fire than is being reported by local governments. It's not quite known how much is ablaze because a lot of these fires are in very remote areas. And that's what we heard from Greenpeace earlier.
A combination of factors has led to the current situation. First, no one has been punished for the fire crisis in 2010, when even Moscow suffered. We have the same people still doing nothing about the problem. Second, there is a new law that requires fire brigades to get licenses to be able to put out flames. There was a case in Astrakhan region last spring when the fires were already raging, but the teams were waiting for their licenses to be approved. And there's a 2006 forest code that ruined the whole Forest Watch system. So what we've got is a lack of personnel and a lack of a system. Ordinary firefighters are decent people and are ready to risk their lives. We saw that kind of heroism in Tuva recently. 8 people were killed, which was an unprecedented tragedy.
Tom, and what sort of damage are we talking about so far?
Well, 8 people have died so far as a result of the fires. They were all firefighters and they were parachuted into a very remote area to try to tackle a blaze, which then was thought to have moved faster than they could actually get away from. That's all that's at the moment in terms of casualties from the fires, and at the moment no fires have reached close to built-up areas. At the moment, those are all that there is in terms of risk from the fires, although it's thought that the fires themselves are bigger, according to Greenpeace's estimates, than those in 2010, enormous fires in the Moscow region, which blanketed the city with smoke for some weeks. It's thought that there could be a larger area on fire than in 2010, which would indeed present a great risk if it reached any built-up areas.
Yeah, anybody who was living in Moscow when that happened will remember it well, and with a little bit of fear, I would imagine. A real health risk for a lot of people, especially the elderly. Are we in danger of similar problems in Moscow and the surrounding region?
It appears not. In the Moscow region, authorities currently put the risk very low. There's been plenty of rain here in the past weeks. And Greenpeace note, among others, that the authorities did take heed of what happened in 2010 and have tried to improve their response times and their watch-outs for fires, as has people's awareness. And I think, for example, people stopping lighting too many fires in wooded areas because of the devastating results that we all saw in 2010.
Thank you so much. That's Tom Barton, our correspondent.